Memorizing and remembering German words and new vocabulary can be a challenging task for a lot of German learners. However, you need to know words in order to put sentences together. So today I'm going to share with you my top tips for learning new vocabulary that I use as a language learner myself and that I also teach my students. By the way, this topic was requested from one of you guys, so comment below which topic you struggle with most when learning German and I might make a whole video about that. Just make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I post new lessons every single week. And if you're new here, hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Speak Fluent German. Ich bin Salome und ich bin Deutschlehrerin für Deutsch als Fremdsprache. I am a certified German teacher for German as a foreign language, and this channel is all about helping you become confident and conversational in German. Also, follow me on Instagram at Speak Fluent German, where I post daily useful phrases in German, fun quizzes, and more to help you master the German language. And now, let's dive into today's video. Los geht's! So the most traditional way of memorizing vocabulary are probably handwritten vocabulary lists and flashcards, where you have the German words on one side and the translation in your mother tongue on the other side. That's actually how I learned new words for French and Mandarin. I would also write them over and over again until I had finally memorized them. However, this might not work for everybody, and to be honest, it's also extremely boring. So here are some ideas on how to switch things up and make learning new words fun and not feel like something you have to do, but rather something that you are looking forward to do. So my tip number 1 is using Quizlet. Quizlet is a free online platform with digital flashcards, games, and other learning tools. You just need to create your sets of flashcards first, and then there are different things that you can do. Let me actually show you on the computer how to create your learning set and also use the other tools inside Quizlet. So inside Quizlet, you can actually go ahead and create your own study set. So I have the Quizlet Plus teacher version, but it's going to show the same thing for you in terms of creating your study set. So simply click on Create a Study Set, and then you can fill in your own vocabulary. So for example, our topic was das Büro, the office. And then you can go ahead and import from pre-written vocabulary list, or you can fill in your own vocabularies down here. So I've prepared the vocabulary list already, so I'm just going to copy paste it into here. And then you can also determine the term and definition of the symbols that you've used. So for example, for me it would just be an equal sign, and then it automatically recognizes the German words and the definition. I'm going to click import, and if you don't have a pre-written vocabulary list, you can just go all the way to the bottom of your list and click add card, and then it's going to ask you to fill in a new vocabulary. And then I'm going to also choose the language that the definition is in, which is English in this case, and then I can click create. And there I have my flashcards. So the first part that you will see are basically just the flashcards with the English translation at the back. So you can go through them, read through them a few times, and just get familiar with the new words. The second thing that you can do inside Quizlet is clicking on Learn, and then you can choose a personalized goal. So for example, quickly study, so build your short-term memory, memorize it all, build your long-term memory. So I'm just going to click on memorize it all and continue. And then you can also set your goals in terms of when you want to reach that. So for example, I would select within a few weeks, and then we'll continue. And then it's going to configure a session for me, and I can click Start Studying. Alright, so here it's going to show me the definition, and I'll have to match it with the German translation. So for example, the office is das Büro. Der Computer, die Maus, die Tastatur, der Schreibtisch, der Stuhl, arbeiten. Okay, great. And then it's going to show me all of the terms that I've studied, and I can click continue. Another option within Quizlet is the writing exercise, which is quite nice. So here you're going to see the English definition, and you'll need to write it in German. Here you really need to pay attention to be super accurate, because if you get any letter wrong, it's going to tell you that it's wrong. So for example, let's type Stuhl with a small s in the beginning. It's already putting it to incorrect. So Stuhl is a noun, and in German we write all nouns with a capital letter, therefore it should be with a capital S. And then you can also click don't know, it's going to recognize it as don't know, and then it's going to show you the correct answer. Alright, the next thing you can do in Quizlet is the spelling exercise. So here you're going to listen to an audio, and then you're going to write down what you hear. For example, this one. Der Computer. Alright, der Computer. And then you simply click enter after you've typed in the word. Der Stuhl. And so on. Okay, the next thing that you can do inside Quizlet is the test option, which is basically asking you several questions. For example, true and false questions. To work is not lernen, this is false. The office is not der Stuhl, this is false. And then also multiple choice questions. So the mouse is die Maus. To study is lernen. And the next one are matching questions. So you need to click the term to match it with a definition. So for example, der Computer is the computer and then the keyboard is die Tastatur. And then it also has written questions where you type in the translation of the word. Der Stuhl. To phone is telefonieren. The desk is der Schreibtisch. And then check answers. Yay! So that's basically the test option. And then you can also go ahead and play games. The match game is one of my favorites. It's basically going to show you all of these words. It's also going to time you so you can try each time to get a better time. So for example, die Maus goes with the mouse. I need to drag it over here, and then das Büro goes with the office. Alright, 21.9 seconds, and then next time I play it, I would want to decrease the time. Okay, and then the last game is called Gravity, which is also quite fun. You'll need to type in the English translation of the words that are coming from space. Das Büro is the office, and if you don't make it in time and the word drops all the way to the bottom, it's going to tell you the correct answer. So those are basically all the games, and this is how Quizlet works. Another great way of learning new vocabulary is using post-its, and for German you ideally want to have them in 3 different colors, so you also have an easier time learning the genders. And if you have no idea what genders of nouns are, then you should definitely check out my free lesson that is linked down below, where I explain all about the German genders, the articles der, die, and das. So post-its are a great way to integrate learning new words into your daily life. You can write the words down and, for example, stick them on the object that the word describes. Or if they are not describing any object, you simply stick them somewhere where you can see them on a daily basis. So for me, that would be my office. Tip number 3, tip number 3, using mind maps and example sentences. This is my favorite method of all of them because it allows you to learn new words in context. So let's say I was going to learn new vocabulary around the topic office. Step number 1 is creating a mind map, or you can also download my free template that I've linked below. It also has step number 2, the writing part, integrated already. So I would write down the main topic in the middle of my mind map. Das Büro in our example. And from there you spread out to subtopics. For example, der Computer. So here you can go ahead and add die Tastatur, which is the keyboard, die Maus, und der Bildschirm, the screen, zum Beispiel. By the way, you always want to use different colors for the articles to memorize them even better. So I use blue for masculine, red for feminine, and green for neuter nouns. Another subcategory could be die Möbel, so you add der Schreibtisch, der Stuhl, das Regal. With this method you can even include verbs like arbeiten, lesen, telefonieren. Step number 2, you also want to put these words to use and create example sentences. As a beginner, you definitely want to stick to short sentences. In fact, the easier to remember, the better. So for example, der Computer ist groß und schwarz. So I'm describing my computer. I really want to visualize that. Here you can really go ahead and describe your own computer, so you can actually visualize that even better. Next example. Der Schreibtisch hat 4 Beine. The desk has 4 legs. And for the verbs, you can write something like Ich arbeite im Büro. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my weekly lessons. Das ist alles für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!